Hey guys, Zen here, and Season 4, the last season here for Year 8, is finally happening. We now know exactly when we'll see the reveal of the brand new operator, and of course Season 4 has some other massive updates, including a brand new map for Rainbow Six Siege. Players have been digging deep and have uncovered a name and potential setting for this map, as well as the exclusive gadget for the next operator. It's a pretty big find, and so in this video, we're getting into everything you need to know about this new season, and we'll also revisit the updates that have been confirmed for Year 9 of Rainbow Six Siege. Guys, let's get it started. But first, I've got something super exciting to share with you all, thanks to our fantastic collaboration with Arena Breakout. So, what's the buzz all about? Arena Breakout, the most popular new mobile shooter game in 2023, with more than 80 million downloads globally, has just launched a massive port map, offering intense urban warfare like you've never seen before on mobile. What's really cool is the dynamic weather modifiers. From clear and sunny to fog or typhoons, you'll need to adapt on the fly. It's like nothing else out there. And hold on to your seats, because they've got an exclusive game mode called Farm Storm Warning on their farm map. It's heart-pounding action, trust me. But that's not all. They've also got this spine-tingling in-game new boss and a thrilling Halloween event you won't want to miss. Talk about a game that keeps you on your toes. Arena Breakout is all about challenges, from using only a knife and sniper to competing for the most kills, playing the shotgun game where you can only use a shotgun, to taking on challenges like killing 10 people in one game and bringing home 1 million coin from a single match. They've got something for everyone. The excitement is real, guys. And for those who crave a real marksmanship test, take on the Desert Eagle Challenge and lock down Arena Breakout. It's intense. Arena Breakout is a game changer in mobile gaming. With intense battles, thrilling challenges, and exciting updates, you're in for an adventure like never before. So, what are you waiting for? Download Arena Breakout today and join in on the action. Don't miss the biggest mobile gaming sensation of 2023, and thanks to them for sponsoring this video. So first up, the next R6 major event is being held in Atlanta, and will have the greatest pro R6 talent competing for the grand prize, which here is a whopping $750,000, but it is also where the full reveal of Year 8 Season 4 will be shown off. Now, one of the most overlooked aspects of Rainbow Six Siege is the way Ubisoft has been telling its story. They've really embraced this comic book, almost anime-like approach to telling its story, and each season has come with new issues that spell out the different operations and situations the teams go through. But the latest issue here in particular almost confirms both the new map and the new operator's gadget that are coming, and it's pretty intense. So Ram and Vigil are working together when they're ambushed by an attack helicopter and some enemies in search of something. They're able to recover both what the enemies are looking for as well as the black box from the helicopter, and it's here where we learn about the next huge update to Rainbow Six Siege. So first, the gadget. Rook is shocked by the power of the ammunition used. He says it tears through armor like a hot knife through butter. He also says that in that jaw-dropping cinematic where Deimos kills Harry, that even with a vest on, Harry wouldn't stand a chance. And so what could be coming is the first ever one-shot body shot mechanic from a gadget in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, yes, Callie's sniper can have this effect, but that's her primary weapon, and a sniper at that. So there are some jarring drawbacks to using it, and it's also hard countered by Rook. This kind of mechanic would be undoubtedly destructive to Siege and shake up the way the entire game is played, but of course, there would have to be some hard limits set in place here. For one, it looks like even with a Rook vest on, it doesn't matter. The over-penetrating, armor-piercing effect of this ammo just blazes through his armor, and so it's powerful enough to be a hard counter to Rook. Right now, Rook is in a god-tier spot, like just dropping the bag and giving the entire defensive team self-revive is a huge benefit, and there's almost nothing the attackers have right now to shut it down. And if you notice, when you are downed with a Rook vest, you pull out the bullets before you get back up, and it's obvious here that that wouldn't be possible because the rounds just crush straight through the vest. Now, this would also mean that this operator will be an attacker, which is unorthodox because we just got the attacker Ram here in heavy metal. But it should be noted that this isn't the first time they've done back-to-back attackers, and just recently we got Thorn and Azami as well as Sense and Grim back-to-back, so this isn't a completely foreign concept. And so with this type of gadget, some kind of special, super powerful ammo, as well as the mention of Harry's perishing, the community is proposing Deimos himself as the next operator in Rainbow Six Siege. If this is true, I'd say that it's that unique magnum he used on Harry with a limited number of these rounds that he'll have access to. As far as drawbacks, maybe he only gets one shot, or there's only a limited time that he can have this magnum out, kind of like the golden gun mechanic from the Destiny franchise. And there's also the fact that it's most likely an iron sight's only weapon. But Deimos being added is a bit of a wild theory though, because first off, Deimos is the main villain of the lore right now, and is kind of the only singular villain ever in Siege. The White Mask Clan story was more about a terrorist group, but here and now, the team is very concerned with Deimos and him having access to this kind of output here, and so it'd be strange to be all of a sudden working with him in a ranked game. The other thing is nothing really points to Deimos being from Portugal, which based on the roadmap is where our next operator originates from. Now, it is possible that Deimos' birthplace is redacted and they're going off where he's operating from because it's there in Portugal that the attack helicopter from the story actually takes off from, and this is also the likely setting of the next map for Siege. And so if you didn't know, Rainbow Six Siege is getting an all-new competitive map in Season 4. Not a rework or like a map inspired by another map, kind of like Emerald Plains with Bartlett University, but an all-new map from the ground up that will be added to Ranked. Now, Solus decodes the black box from the helicopter and finds out that it took off from a freight ship called Heartbreaker. Now, a ship-based map in Rainbow Six Siege makes a ton of sense and is a locale that I think matches up with exactly what they're talking about when they said that there would be things about this new map that made it more dynamic. Imagine if it's out at sea and the waves shift around the shipping containers, or a certain part of the map gets blocked off by the water or cargo. Making a more unpredictable, dynamic play space for a match of Siege could be very interesting, because usually once the community finds a strategy that works, it becomes like the way to play on the map, and you don't typically see too much innovation over time. One of the most successful and fan favorite maps in Call of Duty is a map called Shipment, and it's a very similar setting. A dark, ship-based map out there on the water, and people have always enjoyed matches on this map and the overall atmosphere, and I think it's kind of a no-brainer for Siege. And so, what are we looking at here? Deimos as the next operator, most likely being an attacker with some kind of super special armor-piercing ammo that can either kill or at least down an operator, even with Rook armor on. A map based in Portugal on a ship called Heartbreaker, a first for Rainbow Six Siege. And as they mentioned before, some unique twists to the map that make it unlike any other currently in the game. These comics have kind of called out future content in the past, and it's directly sourced from Ubisoft, and so there is good reason to be lasered in on this stuff. But of course, take it as canon until the official announcement at the Atlanta Major, which will also include some massive changes. Now, one change in particular, and this is the big one, but a rework to shield operators, and here it is. A force push, almost like triggering an air jab or being smacked down by Oryx, is one of the biggest changes ever done to a shield operator. They're wanting shields to have more offense when closing the gap, and to not be essentially bullied by the enemy, and so shields will now have to be challenged at a distance unless you want to be leveled, and it seems like all of them will be getting this update. As a shield, you'll also be able to reload your weapon behind the shield, and you're no longer attached at the forehead, because you'll be able to look around freely while still having the shield protecting you from the front. So being a shield will be a much more effective option, and there's less limitations if you do decide to be that operator for your squad. The other thing is the Defender AI playlist. This is exactly what it sounds like. AI will take the place of the defenders, and in theory, you'll be able to play out a match against bots. This is really helpful for new players, and also anyone wanting to test out new features, because you could essentially configure the match how you like and work things out in a live setting. This is super technical stuff, and so I'm sure there's going to be difficulty sliders and ways to customize the experience, but it's another quality of life feature for Rainbow Six Siege. Next up, Year 9. Ubisoft have outlined just a few changes that are coming in Year 9, as well as some operators who'll be getting changed with another massive balancing update, and this stuff is critical. So just recently, Iana, the #1 attacker in Siege, lost frag grenades. Graciously, one of my favorite attackers got them for the first time with Gridlock, and another got them back with Finka, but they are no longer on Iana, and this was just one change mentioned. But did you know that changes are coming to frags as a whole? Right now, frag grenades are the most dominant secondary gadget for the attackers, and most of the time, if an attacker has them, they choose them. And so at some point in the future, frag grenades will be getting changed. Now, something will also be done about the strength of the 1.5, particularly with how powerful it is on defense. Here's what they said. Right now, both frag grenades and the 1.5 sight are highly utilized and can have a large effect on the success and presence of an operator. Swapping these between loadouts is a short-term solution, and we're currently taking the time needed to polish a larger set of changes that will bring more sustainable balancing levers, allowing us to make less binary changes in the future. The team is actively working on a solution for this complex and entrenched issue in the game's meta. So yeah, right now you're seeing them swap these tools around and shift the meta that way, and this can essentially be predicted. You're going to see lots more Gridlock and Finka. It just is what it is. They have frags and they're more popular. But soon, these changes will pop up and shift even that meta around, and it's critical for Rainbow Six Siege. Then, beyond gadgetry is operators, and there's a few names that will be seeing lots of change in this upcoming season, as well as through to Year 9. Blackbeard, Sense, Solus, Azami, and even the beloved Recruit. All of these names will be in the spotlight as we head head into year 9, and hopefully for all of them, some beneficial changes. Now, they have recently delivered on some of the stuff they talked about. For one, the Frost rework has been in the game, and it hasn't been as bad as some predicted. Frost still feels powerful, and they made enough changes to where it still makes more sense to call over a teammate and help you out of a trap. They also updated Grim, and man, that has made a world of difference for him. I love playing Grim, and I think he's now one of the better operators you can choose because he's just a full-on utility bucket. But more change is coming. Some we'll see next season, and even more in year 9. And so guys, Deimos, a shield rework, changes to frags, Azami, and the 1.5, as well as a ship-based map named Heartbreaker are all on the docket for Rainbow Six Siege, and it's going to be big. There's still heaps more content to get into, so if you're wanting to know more, get subscribed and turn on your notifications. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, I'm out.